My name is Sean Allen and thanks for becoming involved in the Martial Arts Instructor Certification Program. As we go through this video and you watch what we've dealt with in week 1, I want you to remember that these key areas of becoming an assistant are going to be built on every single week. They are relatively simple, but you have to make them a part of your regular routine of assisting when you're in front of a class of students, so that the natural way you're going to react when someone makes a mistake or you can see a method of improvement is that rather than delivering the message negatively, you're going to deliver it positively. It's quite simple, but it's got to become part of your regular repertoire of teaching. It's a key skill in being a good assistant. And later on, we'll be teaching you key skills to become a good class instructor, so you can inform a whole class about the method of how to do a particular martial arts movement. Please also bear in mind that as a result of the first session, we've discussed the importance of martial arts over other choices, other sports. Martial arts has a series of rewards that other sports also can give a student or a practitioner. Obviously, there's physical improvement. There's a physical aspects of becoming stronger or faster or becoming technically superior in all sports. There's the same thing of a mental strength. You can become mentally stronger as a result of doing a whole range of exercise activities. But martial arts has something else that a lot of other activities don't have. They have the ability to be able to enable a student to become spiritually or emotionally stronger, to have a stronger character, whether the student is a child or an adult. And that's something that we attack directly within the classes, something that we concern ourselves directly. Things like being able to work your way out of a problem and then be able to take that skill into a real world situation. And I don't mean a self-defense situation. Quite often you'll see a sports person have total control in a sporting arena, but show a lack of control in their own personal life. Martial arts puts the two together, and that is the area of character development, which is missing in a lot of other pastimes. So enjoy as we go through the first video, and we'll see you each week as I do a summary of what we've dealt with in the Instructor Certification Program. This first introductory video is so that an assistant instructor on their first class can have a very clear set of instructions the minute they walk on the floor. So as you listen to me explain these basic points, remember that is all we're expecting you to do in your first session. So the pressure is now off. All you can do is just relax and concentrate on the few rather than the many. In your first class, the most important thing is to establish a rapport with hopefully each and every student in the class. Let's set you a benchmark of knowing a minimum of 10 names in the next particular class that you're going to assist in. Obviously, if you know all of them, then that's just great. But let's set a benchmark. Let's set a goal, a challenge for you to know the names of 10 students. In your dealings with the students, we ask you to follow a procedure so that as you make a correction, it leaves the student with a positive feeling rather than a negative one. It's a very well-known acronym called PCP, and those 3 letters stand for praise, correct, praise. Initially, as an instructor, when you're moving through the line, you'll be watching left, right and centre to see if you can help someone. And obviously what you're looking for is you're looking for a mistake. The problem is when you see a mistake, we tend to jump straight onto that and say, oh, your hands are down, or your guard is down, or whatever it might be. So the most important thing to do is to stop ourselves before we leap and find something positive that the person is doing. For example, let's imagine that a person does have their guard is down too far. You've noticed that their guard should be up here. Before you explain that their guard should be higher, you must concentrate on something good that they're doing. So as you walk over, you need to be able to explain what they're doing right. It might be the punch that they're doing prior to that. It might be the actual foot position. It might be the fist position. So all you have to do is just say, great fist position, good stance, great punch. Then the next thing is you make the correction. And all you have to do is just say, what I would like you to do now is. Or just ask them, next time, lift your guard up a little bit. So the first part would be the praise, which is, you've got a great stance or awesome punch. The second part would be, now I'd like you to lift your guard up to there, from there to there. Once they've made that correction, then you praise again, because obviously they'll lift their hands up, and then you continue on your merry way. Your challenge is to be able to make these corrections, the praise, the correction, and then the final praise before you move on. Your challenge is to do it in 10 seconds or less. This is so that you can get a chance to move around to our second point of focus for you in this class, is to see everybody a minimum of 3 times. Obviously, if there's 10 people in the class, that's 30 assists that you must make. If there's 15 people in the class, that's 45 assists. And if you've got a 45-minute class, that's 1 a minute. So it's quite a challenge to be able to quickly move around the class and basically help everyone. The challenge we've got after that is to go, okay, we've done PCP, we've done 3 times. I'm not going to make it too much more complex than that for your initial skill base. The last thing is to see if you can learn their name. That's all. And as I said, minimum of 10. So in conclusion, we now have to think about exactly what do you focus on. For a beginner in the martial arts, we need to think about what are the basic skills that an instructor, an owner, would want to have everybody know. What is the basic skills, the skills first and foremost that that instructor wants as a natural reaction? It might be a basic stance, and let's use that as an example. So your job in your first few classes is to praise, correct, praise. You must try to praise everyone 3 times. You must know a minimum of 10 names. And what you're looking for, that's just the method, what you're looking for is to ensure that each student's stance is correct. And you might pick 5 or 6 things. It might be that the knees are bent. It might be that the hands are up, that the fists are correctly formed. And then your job as an assistant is to move through the class and clearly articulate that to each and every student, remembering to use their name, look them in the eye, and show the people that you care. Remembering that people don't care how much you know, they just want to know that you care. You may have heard that before. So good luck in your first session, and we'll look forward to subsequent videos so that we can get you to move up the pecking order towards being a full instructor. That's the end of our first video for the instructor certification program. Remember that it takes time to be able to naturally and automatically switch from orthodox to southpaw, from mirroring to matching. It takes time to be able to praise someone quickly rather than just jumping on them as soon as they make a mistake. But anything that's worthwhile comes over time, and that's what we'll be working on each week. I'll look forward to seeing you next week. Well, that's about what we've... Thanks for watching. I hope you see if you can